Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully I'm not sideways this time. Oh, it looks like I am straight. Thanks for rejoining up. Hi, Seal. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. I think I've got it set now. Okay, to find products that I use in my video today, you can find them at my online store. Hi, Donna. Thanks for coming back. That's the address. And at the landing page, you will find this month's host code, so please be sure to use that at checkout. And also go check my blog out because I have a monthly thing on there now. So the host code will be on there as well, and it will tell you how to get yourself a free little gift from me in the following month. Okay, so the main focus stamp set that I'm using today is the Lots to Celebrate. And it coordinates with the jar punch, so I'm going to use that. And there's all kinds of seasonal little things that you can put inside the jar, and I'm going to use the snowflakes. I'm also going to use the plaid tidings paper. And, oh, I'm chomping on gum, you guys, so hopefully I will remember not to do it really obnoxiously. Okay. So I'm going to use a crumb cake card base, and it's just cut and folded so that it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I've got a piece of cherry cobbler that's going to go on the inside, and it is cut at a 1/4 inch smaller. And a punch or a piece of Whisper White that is a 1/4 inch smaller than the cherry cobbler that is going to go on the inside. I'm doing a fun fold today. It's a corner flip fold card. So, and this is the plaid. Isn't that so cute? I love the buffalo plaid on the back too, but we're using the pretty Christmassy colors. So bear with as I do the cutting for this because I have to kind of think about it when I'm doing it. We're going to cut in 3/4 of an inch from the top and the side, and then we're going to cut a 3-inch square like this. So I've already got my card folded in half. I don't know about you, but a lot of times when I do mine, there's always a little bit of a lip. So I wanted to go ahead and score it and fold it so that I was making sure to cut on the front of my card. Okay, so when I did this before, it took me a minute, okay, to figure out where I needed to cut. So I need to cut in 3/4 of an inch. Let me get my ruler. And make sure what I'm doing here. So if I put it on 3/4, yep, that's right. Okay. So I've got it at the 3/4 of an inch mark on this side of the cutting trough there, but I need to turn it here so that I can see on this ruler where to start and stop, because I also need to go down 3/4 of an inch from the top, making sure I'm doing this right, you guys, because I'm going to cut down this way and over that way. Okay, so I've got it right so far. I don't want to mess up. So I'm starting at the 3/4 of an inch mark, and I'm going to slide down to 3 inches right there. So there is that little cut mark. Now my next cut needs to be across the top. So let me just turn this. And my paper's got to go this way. I'm trying to remember how I did it the first time. Did I cut from the inside? I don't think so. I think what I did, what did I do? Yeah, it's got to go across the top. I turned it over. And I put it on 5 inches. That's right. So line up, so turn it, open your card up. So remember we started with it folded and I had it open this way to cut this side. So then turn it to the inside and put the mark that you cut parallel with the top and line up the left edge at 5 inches. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't feel like it's in the trough though. Let me see. Is it at 3/4? It is not. So 3/4. Let me measure this way. Did I start it at 3? Yeah, it's 3/4 of an inch there, so that's right. And I cut down to 3 inches. So now I just need to, are you guys laughing at me? I would be if I was you. Okay, let's do it this way. So I just need, but if I take it to 3/4, I guess that looks right. All right, so 3/4 again on this side. Fingers crossed. And there's 3/4. And there's 3. I think I did it. Woohoo! Yay! Okay. So now then, did I do that right? I didn't do it right. Or did I? This comes down. I think I did it right. No, it's got to flip. What am I doing wrong? I thought I had this. Because the inside flips. Oh my gosh, I feel so silly. Okay, here's my original one. This pops up. I've got it glued. So you cut the bottom and that, and I cut the top. So I need to cut the bottom and the left side. I'm so confused now. The top is cut. The top is cut. Let me see if I can unstick this. So I cut just the opposite of what I needed to cut. I'm such a dork. Okay, So I need to cut there and there. Hi, Janice. I'm just being a goober. Okay, let me try this again. I will get it, because you know I'm determined about that kind of stuff. Okay, so I need to cut, because let me bring my other one in because I did it completely wrong. I need to cut down here and down there. So I think I need to put this at 5 and go in 3/4 of an inch. Because I know before I lined that up at 5. And there's the 3, so there's that cut mark. Nope, see, I'm in too far. Man, am I ever making a mess of this. And then I'm trying to break my cutter. I'm usually more together than this, right, guys? I know you know that. I just made the card. How difficult can it be? And I lost, here it is. I wonder if I can get it this time. Okay, so it's down 3/4 of an inch and then to 3. Why is it so difficult? So if I turn it this way, and that needs to be 3 inches. So 3 inches. Start at 3/4 and go to 3. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Now then, five and a half. Okay, 5.5. I'm gonna get it this time, you guys. Let me put my little sample back together and out of the way. Okay, go in 3/4 of an inch. there, and down to 3. I think I did it. I just need to use my snips and make one little tiny snip. By Jove, I think we've got it. Now this is where the flip part comes in. And I know I've totally confused you guys because I totally confused myself. So we just kind of need to carefully do this here. And then let me bring in my bone folder. Crease it there and crease it there, and we are on our way. Okay. So now then, out of my piece of paper, I went ahead and cut this so you guys don't have to have the agony of watching me try to do that. But really, it's the same dimensions as the front of the card, and I cut out the whole 3-inch square there. But now we need to lay it on here before we adhere it, because we've got to trim these little corners off up here and here, or it's going to be bulky. So if you kind of just fold it back, you can see where your score lines are on your card. Let me get this lined back up because it slipped a little bit. You'll be able to see, you probably can't see, but my score line is right there. So I'm just going to fold my paper there, and let's pull this corner back there, and then I'll score it a little bit better, and I'm going to snip that off. So even though I know I totally confused you guys, if you haven't tried this card before, I hope you will. It's just, yeah, that took me a minute or two, as you could tell. All right, now this paper is going to get adhered right onto the front there. And the first time I used liquid glue, and I kind of was getting the glue all over the place. So I'm going to try to get it as straight as possible and put it on with my ATG here. I don't know about you guys, but I always love using crumb cake, using craft colored cardstock, especially at holidays. I don't know what it is. It's just almost like gives you that gingerbread sort of feeling or something. So there is that, and then we'll flip this, and I'm just going to score that down, or crease that down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and, like I did on my other card, just put a little adhesive there because I want it to stay put. So there we go with that. And then I'm using cherry cobbler, and from the 3-inch square that I cut out of the corner there, I went ahead and die cut with the layering circles this little scalloped piece here. So inside, I've got this piece of cherry cobbler. Now I see my papers showing a little bit there. And you know what? I don't think I'm going to fuss about it too much. You could always put something over that. It didn't on my first card that I made. Hi, Shannon. Well, I guess it showed a little bit. I'm not worried about it. There's worse things to fuss about. So now, since this front or top corner is going to be showing, you want to try to get your borders as even as possible up there. So there we go. And then the white piece will go on. I'm going to stamp first, just so that if I make a boo-boo, I can redo it. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp with the cherry cobbler. And the greeting that I'm putting on the inside says "A Very Merry Christmas," and that is actually from this stamp set, the gift wrapped one with those cute bows. Now I'm going to tell you guys something funny at the end, because you've already seen my major boo-boo at the beginning when I couldn't figure out the card. There we go. But yeah, on my first card, I'll tell you what I did. So I'm going to stamp with the little snowflakes from, and that's from the set we're using here. And I'm going to stamp them with Seaside Spray. And somewhere here I have a scrap. I don't want them too dark, so I'm going to stamp off once. And I like that. I'm going to leave it at that. Boy, we had some pretty hefty rain earlier today. And it must be storming on the ocean because it's pretty loud out there. There we go. And then on the front, so this inch, or I mean this square, you want to figure you're working with a 3-inch square. So then this one is 2 3/4 inches square. I'm still laughing at myself for not being able to figure that card out again. How embarrassing. Okay, there we go. And then this one is, where's my ruler? 2 1/2 inches square. So that's going to get put right on the top of that one. Yeah, once you figure out those 2 cut marks, then the card's easy. Okay, and then I can put my little medallion down, circle, whatever you want to call it. Oh, the heater just came on in my room, and Todd came running in there, in here, my little dog, and he's standing in front of it. It cracks me up when he does that, like an old lady, like me. Okay. So I wanted it kind of wonky, not trying to line it up with the lines in the plaid, but you might want to. I just decided I didn't really want it that way. Okay, there we go. Now then, I need a scrap, which I didn't cut myself, of Whisper White. So I'm just grabbing that. And I'm going to take that same snowflake stamp, and I'm just going to, let's see, do I want to, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it full strength this time. Isn't that a pretty color? I just think it's so pretty. It's that Seaside Spray. And these snowflakes are really pretty too. It's probably good enough. And then I've got the jar punch. There we go. Now I've got a piece of the silver foil here, and I'm going to bring the punch back in. And I'm going to line it up in there because I just want to cut myself a lid. So there is that. And where's my, here it is. I'm going to use the light basic black Stamp and Blend, and I'm going to use the pointy tip. And I'm just going to draw my lines in here. You know, where the jar kind of goes in on the lid. And because that's alcohol ink, it's not going to rub off. It's kind of like a, what do you call those? Sharpie. I had to look at one because I've got one there. Okay, so there's that. And then, let's see here. I just need another, I can use the same scrap. And I've got this, you know, the little fabric pieces that when people make their canning jars look so cute. There's a stamp for that. Excuse me. Okay. So I'm going to ink it up with the cherry cobbler, and I'm going to stamp off once because I don't want it that super intense color, because I want it to look more like fabric. There. I like it. Thanks, Shannon. It's a good thing I am among friends, because I was certainly being a goober. Okay, let me close this up so I don't stick my fingers in it or something again. And I'm just gonna cut this out real quick. I just love this little fabric. I think it's so cute. I'm just barely going to leave a little bit of white on the edge of it. But at the top, I want to leave a little more than that because it needs to tuck up under the jar lid. Okay, so I have that piece. Now, I'm going to use the punch again and punch out the jar again out of vellum. And I'm going to use the adhesive back snowflake sequins. Well, they don't call them sequins, but that's kind of what they are. And so there's some that are, they're very iridescent. And some have more of the pinky yellowy colors, and some have more of the blue and green, and there's pink in there also. So I'm just going to use whatever I grab here. I think I might grab some of each. So I'm just using my Take Your Pick tool, and they have the sticky on the back of them. And I need one more. There we go. And now that I sneezed, I need to wipe my nose, so excuse me a second. Okay, there must have been some loose ones in the package. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is run just a little adhesive on the top of the jar here because that's going to be covered up with the lid. And I'm going to go ahead and stick my vellum on. There we go. And then what I have, one of those sequins right there, I'm going to take a glue dot, and maybe I should put another sequin. How many do I have on there? I like an odd number. I've got 5. I could put it, let's see how it looks on the middle of that snowflake. I really just want a little piece of this glue dot. I don't even want the whole thing. It's stuck under my fingernail now. There we go. I'm going to stick it on that snowflake right in the middle. There, you can't even see it. You always have to try to hide your adhesive when it comes to vellum because most of the time it shows, but you can't even see where I stuck that there. Okay. Now then, the lid's going to be there. Let me put a little glue on the back of this. Just want to make sure how this is coming together here. I think it can come down just slightly. Okay, I was trying really hard not to get glue on that foil, but I managed to do it a little bit. I'm just going to take a baby wipe and wipe it a little bit, and it's not going to wipe off my lines I did because they were done with the alcohol marker. Okay, now hopefully I won't do a stupid thing like I did earlier, which was I put the glue down there and then I went to lay down the lid and dropped it and it flipped upside down right onto the glue, because that's the kind of stuff I do. Okay, that wasn't the other dumb mistake that I will tell you about here in a little bit. Okay, I think I got that on there pretty even. There we go. Too cute. Okay, now then, before I attach it on, I've got some red twine here, and let me stick a couple of more glue dots on the back here. There we go. And I'm just going to wrap this around here a couple of times. Stick it back down. Let me snip off that little rogue string here. There we go. And then I'm going to attempt to make a tiny bow. But I want 2 pieces of the string. I did it. I just folded that glue dot in half, and then it's gonna go right on here. How cute is that? Okay. Now I want to pop that up, so I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back here. There we go. And then this is from This little greeting is also from the gift wrapped set. And I took a strip and stamped it, and then I punched it with this punch where you can put in 3 different sizes. So I think it is, let me just tell you real quick, a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, or an inch. So I did the 1/2 inch, or no, I did the 3/4, sorry. I did the 3/4 of an inch, and I cut it out with this one here. And I just put a little strip of Post-it tape to be able to slide it in the punch and have a handle to hang on with. Okay, so I'm going to just glue that down there. Alexa's talking to me. I have no idea what she said. Huh. So there's that. And then these are from my stash. These were from last year's holiday catalog, but there's some equally as pretty embellishments in this year's. But I had so many of these left, I wanted to use them. So I'm thinking, since we've got all the red on there, I'm going to go with the green. I want a little one here. And a medium. Well, the next smallest, there's like 4 sizes. And another small. So see my snowflakes peeking out there? That doesn't really bug me, but if it bugs you, you would want to make sure that you stayed with, you know, over a little bit so that it wouldn't show. But yeah, that is, it turned out cute despite all my my dumbness at the beginning. And here's the other one. So let me tell you what I did. Do you see how you can, for one thing, you can see the snowflakes a little bit bigger on this one. And that's because I stamped them full strength. I stamped off once on that one. But also what I did on this one is I thought I had the snowflakes. Don't tell anybody this. I thought I had the snowflakes. The whole time I thought I was stamping snowflakes. I was stamping flowers, okay? I was stamping that one. And I didn't even realize it, even after I stamped and did the whole thing. And I thought I was stamping snowflakes, and I stamped the flowers all around here, and I thought, huh, those look like flowers. And I brought the set in, and I looked at the set, and I thought, oh yeah, I stamped flowers. So I just mounted up the snowflake, and I just went back on, and I stamped snowflakes in amongst the flowers, and I bet you that nobody would ever know the difference. What do you think? That's my guess. If you don't tell whoever gets this card, I won't. So I really like the plaids. I like both of them. I think they both turned out really adorable despite me. Yeah. So give this card a try. I hope you don't have the difficulty that I did and cut it the wrong way. There's one with a cut line in the total wrong place. And here was my other mistake. Needs to be down here. So you just need to go in 3/4 of an inch from the top and make that mark and 3/4 of an inch from the side and cut down from the 3/4 inch to the 3 and the 3/4 inch to the 3, and then it'll flip. I think once you make, the thing to do, I think, is like make about 5 of them in a row, and then you'll have it down pat, right? That's what I think. I only made 1. And then, yeah, you might want to make sure that your little patterned paper isn't showing there. But again, I'm not too freaked out about it. It shows just ever so slightly there, but I just don't think that's a big deal. So 2 more Christmas cards down for me. Woohoo! And I'll be back again on Friday. Maybe Christmas cards, maybe not. Who knows? But I'll be back on at 2 o'clock, and I'll see you then. In the meantime, thanks for joining me, you guys, and happy stamping. See you soon. Bye-bye.